We're going to welcome in Mark Trible, the Courier Post, to the show here. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Sully.
What's happening, man?
Same as every Saturday morning in this wonderful season we call fall. It's football day. Week 8. Here we go, Sully.
Hey, got to give a quick
to the very end.
Got to give a quick shout out to one of my former colleagues and your current colleague, Josh Friedman, had a baby girl. I guess this week, right? Avery Jade.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy for Josh, his wife Kelly, and I mean, it's certainly just great to see somebody. You get so much happiness from a little loved one like that, and it's really just takes your mind off football for a little bit. But I can't wait till Josh gets back, and I'm very thankful everything worked out well for him so far with little Avery. She's a cutie.
Yep. So who's your boy filling in now for in your Facebook Live Wednesday night show?
Last week we had Tim McEnany, who was the head coach at Lenape. So if you remember, last year South Jersey Group 5 champs. Mac's a great guest. It's really easy with him because we both love to talk football. He loves to talk football. He'll talk football forever. So he stepped in and did a great job for us on Wednesday night. Hopefully Mac will be back again this Wednesday. We might have another guest. I don't know. Some things are in the works, so stay tuned on that.
Awesome, man. Your boy Coppola was down in my neck of the woods, Holy Spirit, last night. Getting him out of the office a little bit.
Yeah, Coach does such a great job covering Millville on a week-by-week basis at the Daily Journal, and the Bolts were off this week. So had to slide some things around, obviously, with Friedman out. Bumped Copes down to the Holy War. And I hope he had a great time. I know it was a great environment and a pretty exciting game between two teams that, obviously have the utmost respect for what those guys have been able to do at Spirit and Joe's. It just seemed like a thriller.
What do you make of St. Joe? They had all that controversy a couple weeks ago. It looks like they're kind of got their sea legs back under them, got their footing back, and looks like they're ready to roll into the playoffs as they were rolling before all that controversy happened, and Coach Sacco got suspended for 2 games, but he was back last night, and man, that's a good high school football team.
Oh, they're very good. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Look, everybody's going to go through a tough time in the season. Whether you win those games or not, you're still going to go through something that's kind of tough. They really went through a lot there in a week or two span, and certainly threw them off kilter for a little bit. But I thought the win at Timber Creek last week was big, Sully, to win without the guys they were missing, and to win by 19 points on the road, to do some things that maybe you don't do traditionally, threw the ball a little bit. Chase Lomax had a huge game for them, the younger Lomax. We talk a lot about Brad, but Chase had a really big game, and I think that kind of put them in a good spot. When you go to the Holy War, you get those guys back. Even though you're down in the game, I believe 14-0, compared to what you did this season, that's nothing, so they just come right back.
Yeah, I don't think there was any kind of panic, even though going down 14-0 to Spirit. This is not a team that's going to take an early punch like that and be like, oh, we're done. I mean, they're too good. They have too much talent. I'm sure they were pretty confident they could come back in that game.
Yeah, and in all likelihood, Sully, these two teams are going to play at MetLife Stadium here in a few weeks for the non-public Group 2 championship. You don't want to jinx anything, but there would need to be a pretty big upset along the way for that not to happen, in my opinion. So, it's great to see that rivalry have a really good game as usual, and I'm sure Spirit will regroup, circle the wagons on their own volition, and come back for the championship here if they can get there.
Mark, how about your boys from Williamstown, man? Heck of a win last night over a St. Augustine prep team that was really hot, coming in 5 in a row, and really shut them down after the first series.
Yeah, Sully, you look back at the year now. I mean, it's been 9 weeks we've been covering football, and a lot of times people ask, what's the best defense? What's the best offense? Defensively this year, I tell you what, Camden High is very, very good, but Williamstown, they just don't give up anything. I mean, St. Augustine had 1 touchdown drive last night, and other than that, they did nothing. I mean, they did absolutely nothing. They did have a 4th and short late that would have been a huge point in the game, and they also dropped a touchdown pass. But really nothing to speak of in terms of offense. I think they had 90 yards in the game aside from their touchdown drive. So, defense to win championships in Williamstown does it. They do it better than anybody else. So I would say, this was a culmination. I wrote my column. This was a culmination of pretty much 2 years of building blocks. And a program like Williamstown, we're not used to that. We see that team or that program win 6-7 games every year. They went 3-7 2 years ago playing freshmen and sophomores. Last year they went 5-5. Really the team that really stuck them the worst was St. Augustine in both years, really pounded them. So it was kind of an interesting way for them to finish the season, that this had finally come together after building it for 2 seasons.
Yeah, Mark.
It happened against Prep.
Mark, yeah. We started out the show playing "Hearts on Fire" from Rocky IV.
Well, maybe I should have gotten up and heard that because it would have got me going. But that's a little bit too early for my taste.
Well, it kind of was a theme song for a couple of teams, Williamstown being one of them and Mainland being the other, where these are 2 teams that played a lot of younger players 2 years ago, a lot of sophomores, freshmen, and took their lumps, got themselves in the weight room. I mean, you look at a kid like Braden Pullman from Mainland, linebacker, who's a junior, puts on 40 pounds in the offseason. I mean, that just shows the commitment level to the weight room and training. And these are 2 teams that really, knew they had talent and knew there was a long way to go to get that talent to produce wins. And they got after it. And really impressed with Williamstown and Mainland this year and what they've been able to do in terms of taking their lumps and saying, hey, we got some good players. If we keep working hard, we're going to be a good team when we're all juniors and seniors.
Yeah, and you know what, Sully? The undeniable fact is this. No one has ever gotten worse by working harder. That's it. Nobody's ever gotten worse by working harder. These guys, like you said, they ate weights. They studied film. Some of these kids did 7-on-7s. They've worked to see a night like Friday night. And that's a special moment to watch as an observer, or I'm sure for Williamstown's fans or coaches or players. But as a reporter who's objectively in the middle, you watch and you know how far this team came in 2 years. And some of the kids that might have been seniors when they were 3-7. And guess what? Those kids finished their careers 3-7. And to see it kind of culminate for that apex last night, it's a really neat thing to see.
I mean, you look at a team like Mainland, they were 2-18 the last 2 years, and they come out this year, and now they're 6-2, 24-21 win over big rival Ocean City last night. They're going to get into the playoffs. They're going to win that division. I mean, it says a lot about the character of those kids there and the job, Coach Chuck Smith has done. He did a great job at Oakcrest, turning them into a playoff contender every year. And I think a lot of the Mainland fans were like, after 2 1-9 years, oh, did we make the right choice bringing Coach Smith over here? What's going on with this program? And I just kept telling people, look, give the guy some time, man. He knows how to coach football.
High school football, it's not pros, man. It's not even college, really. You need a couple of years, especially the way you work with the youth programs. You've got to instill a culture there. And absolutely, Mainland, I'll be honest with you, Sully, before the season, Mainland was so far off my radar that really, other than you tweet me a picture of their Kelly Green jerseys at the beginning of the season, I wasn't thinking about the Mustangs. And look at what they've done. I'll give you another example. Last night, Triton shut down Pennsauken. They win their division. They're probably in the playoffs. Triton's a team that hasn't been on anybody's radar. And now, them, Highland, Timber Creek, the same district. There's some good football there. There are programs that are building, and it might be beneath the surface. And yet, next year and the year after that, we might see, McEnany on the show before the show on Wednesday, Sully, he told me the importance of those consolation games that they had back in the beginning of their run. And down the line, it helped them win a sectional title. So, kudos to Mainland, certainly. Kudos to Triton. Kudos to Collingswood. Kudos to some of these programs who have built themselves into a playoff team.
Talking with Mark Trible, the Courier Post. And, Mark, I'm going to give a 2 or 3 extra PowerPoints to Mainland for those sweet all-white away uniforms. They were awesome, man.
All white is a great look.
All white with a little bit of Kelly Green trim with the white helmets. They were sharp looking.
I think it's a sign of getting older, Sully. You look at an all-white uniform, you think, man, that thing is just about perfect. And, certainly I love the Mainland color scheme. I used to love the helmets with the M on the sides. And I like the new ones too, but yeah, good on Mainland. It's a good year to be a Mustang in South Jersey, I guess, with Triton and Mainland.
Right, yeah. So, Mark, obviously Kevin Minnick and Mike McGarry had no idea, couldn't figure out this playoff system. I'm sure you can either, who's going to be in, who's going to be out. I guess we just got to wait till tomorrow and see how it shakes out.
Yeah, I think we do. And you know what? That's okay with me. I'm going to Salem today to watch a football game between two towns and two teams that are just about the biggest rivals. It's going to be in the mud. It's going to be in the muck. It's going to be in the rain. It's going to be cold. It's going to be football. And you know what? PowerPoints can wait till Sunday because I don't really care. I want to see this football game. Let's enjoy this last day of the regular season. I don't think I need to put on the sorting hat or whatever it was from Hogwarts and Harry Potter to figure this out. You tell me who's playing who. I'll analyze it from there, and we'll go cover the games. But until then, let's enjoy this last day of the regular season.
What's your cold weather Saturday outfit? What do you got going on?
Today, Sully, I'm going with the khakis I wear in the rain. I'm going to need some heavy-duty boots. I got a sweater. Still going shirt and tie. I'm going with a waterproof jacket, certainly an umbrella, maybe a backup umbrella. Who knows?
You might need some rain pants too if it's going to be driving force rain out
some
there.
Some snowboarding pants.
Those khakis are going to be brown by the end of the night.
That's why they're my rain khakis, Nick. You gotta listen closely, man. There's designated khakis for the rain.
You got some weatherproof Dickies pants or what?
No, man. No, these are going to get soaked and probably ruined, but then you'll shuttle in the next pair, breaking the next pair of rain khakis. So
great stuff. Great stuff as always, Mark. We appreciate it, man. We're going to have a lot to talk about the next couple of weeks, and we appreciate your insight, buddy.
Sully, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Same to you, Nick. You guys have a good one. Stay dry.
Have a good weekend, Mark.